Hello, stream. This is this is Umich Captain Science Cyber, and because there are no commentators today, I will be self-running an interview, I guess, because I guess we need that like stream content. Anyway, so yeah, that was like a tight match. This is a pretty historical. I would call it a rivalry, but we're like 0-3. So I guess just like a regular matchup we see every year. But yeah, I don't know. Thank you, chat, for coming and watching the match. It was definitely very close. Um, so honestly, the match went like decently for us. Like kind of like we got pretty much every pick we wanted to happen. So it's like I can't even say the draft cooked us. It was kind of just me. I should not have gotten swept. That was kind of my bad. But yeah, I don't know. That was tough. Shout out to Hydra King for winning the last matchup. And yeah, I don't know. It was like, yeah, playing NYU is always a little difficult. I think they're like massively underseeded for how good they are. Like I think Sagi should be rated much higher in particular, but also it's like a lot of their players are really good. So do props to the NYU team. They are definitely a team to watch out for, and can definitely make some waves in the upper division. And so congratulations to them for winning the match today. Um, Let's see. As for you, Mish, thank you everyone on the team, and we did a really everyone did a really good job. So yeah, I appreciate that, and good luck on the rest of your matches, both NYU and you, Mish, I guess. And well, I guess I guess that's it. Not that much else to say, but the next matchup will be starting at about 4:45 PST. So do stay tuned for that, chat. And thank you very much for having me. I will probably be returning to commentate that, but yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Collegiate Tetris League. I am Doue, and I am here with a organizer and first-time commentator.
Hello, everyone. I'm Digcheese, and yeah, I'm glad to be here with my co-commentator Dewey.
Awesome, awesome. And the match we're commentating today is UFTA versus UBCA. Now, not to be a bit biased, but are you rooting for anyone here on this match, Big Cheese?
As a UBC student, I might be very slightly biased towards rooting for UBCA, but I think it will be a very interesting match either way, especially with how the team rosters have shaken up over the past few days.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, UFT has their very strong, highly ranked player on their team normally, but an unfortunate incident had happened recently, which had caused them to be banned from Tetrio, as far as I know the details. But yeah. So UFTA is down their strongest player, so we'll see how that shakes up for both of these teams as we get into that. Did you have any thoughts on that, Big Cheese? Were you aware of this?
I don't know much about the Fortism ban, but it's I think with UFT losing their strongest player, I think it's fairly shaken up how this match will go.
For sure, for
Probably
sure.
bring it more in line to like a more even matchup.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. I mean, I honestly like this year UBC's team. It's looking stronger than ever. I remember like year one. I don't remember what seed UBC was back in like 2023, but they were definitely not as high. And we've just been climbing up and up. And now that Plu's been freed from the organization shackles, now she can play for our main team. So or our I mean UBC's main team. Sorry. I'm not even a UBC student anymore, so not biased, but
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, uh, I guess before the match starts, as they're going into the blind pick, deciding their picks and bans, or I guess only their bans and then their blind pick. Did you have any thoughts on CTL this year? Because you just joined UBC this year and you're already a Tetris co-director. How does that feel?
How does that feel? I think there's a lot of big shoes to fill, and
For sure.
as someone who's just getting into it, there's a lot of things to learn. But I think overall it's very it's quite awesome. It's quite fun.
Yeah. It's definitely a lot of fun. Helping out the Tetris community, everything on that end, and especially organizing CTL. I mean, this is also your first year as an organizer, and yeah, a lot of work to be done this year from what I've seen. Yeah, I mean, we're bigger than ever. Some of these teams are stronger than ever. UCLA is stronger than ever as well.
This is true. This is
I mean, look, I think if we're just gonna be honest, it's gonna be really hard to beat UCLA unless their top four players also all get banned for some mysterious reason. Like they all, I don't know. Well, what can you even get banned for in Tetrio? Like just
um
like being toxic in the chats or cheating.
like yeah, I guess so. I think for something like that to occur, it has to be a real act of God, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably hard to cheat in like competitive. I know there were like incidents a couple of years back when people were getting banned for cheating in like single player modes. Um,
Yeah,
but
I
yeah, I
remember.
mean,
I forgot what the player was, but like the 40-line sprint like controversy.
yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, I mean, aside from a complete miracle happening, I think a lot of these other players will probably be fighting for mainly just the podium spot here.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I mean, I think relatively to last year, if we're looking at these team rosters, previously U of T also had RKY on their team, which is a really strong player, but RKY no longer on the U of T team, so yeah, it's
Oh
definitely going
wait,
to be an
yes.
uphill battle for U of T this time around, but we'll definitely have to see how things go from here.
Yeah, I think are we starting? Oh, we're getting close to starting the bands, and Yeah, they've replaced Fortism with
Chomusuke.
Chomusuke. So I believe they have now 2 U ranks on the
Yeah.
UFT
I
side.
think if we're looking at just looking at the players, Chomusuke is, I believe, the highest ranked player on the UFT B team. So I think what they've done is they've promoted one of their B team players up to their A team roster to take Fortism's place, and probably had one of their other subs for the B team fill in on there. So kind of a double promotion. And I mean, you've got to be pretty nervous if you're Chomusuke coming in here, suddenly being thrust into the upper bracket, having to play
Mhm.
against a stronger than ever UBC. I believe this team has 4 X ranks.
Yes,
And
four
any of them
X ranks.
in X plus? Oh, Rivulet X plus.
I believe so. Yes.
Still in love X rank. All right. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think it's bound to be quite close. I think it'll really come down to how the drafts play out here.
Yeah. I wonder if you know, like this shakes any of the drafting plans up for UBC, because I know UBC has definitely put some thought into their drafting, and I mean it's definitely shaking things up for UFT
Mhm.
from as far as I know. I mean, like when a team has like one really strong player, that's usually like someone to play around, right? Like that's your trump card. That's your you send them out when you need to stomp whoever the strongest player on the enemy team is. So when you lose that ace in the hole, really
Oh
gotta
yeah.
really gotta shake things up again. I think I was talking about this last week when it comes to teams with like some players being way stronger than the other versus more balanced teams. They definitely want to consider the drafts more, right? Because if your team is mainly balanced, it sometimes it doesn't matter as much who you send out at what times because they're roughly the same players, unless there's like slight playstyle differences that might change things up. But yeah, I mean, despite the seeds, I definitely think UFT needs to find some clutch victories in order to take this one with their current situation.
Yeah, I think absolutely. Like, I think on both teams, there's a wide range of skill level between the players, and then so each individual matchup is very important because like a U rank against a U rank is a completely different game than like a U rank against an X plus.
For sure, for sure. And yeah, I think blind pick has begun. We have 2 bans from each team. UFT has banned. Let me check the thread here. Yeah, I believe they have banned Rivulet on the UBC side as well as Hyperlink. So banning the top and the bottom ranked players, while the bans on from UBC are. Hold on, give me a second. So many threads to look through.
I believe it's Clear Sky and Potato Flow.
Yeah, Clear Sky and Potaflow. Clear Sky, I think Clear Sky, now that Fort has been banned, is their highest ranked player, right? With, yeah, 2400 TR, 24,000 TR. Sorry, exactly.
Oh wow! All right.
That's definitely a player to look out for. And then Potaflow being banned. I guess Potaflow would have been their, if Chomusuke hadn't subbed in, would have also been their lowest rank. So yeah, so what do you think about this? Like these banning strategies? I've seen teams definitely go through like different bans. I think some teams will ban like both their lowest players. Other teams will look to ban like the highest and the lowest rated. Have you like thought about any of this at all in terms of what kind of things would work for which teams, or like why some teams would have different strategies for these drafts?
I believe in for like the past few matches, UFT has mostly gone with the strategy of just banning the highest 2 players from on their opposing team, and I think this is not a bad strategy in the sense that like if your team is mostly pretty balanced, doing this just ensures that whatever player you pick on your own side for your blind pick has a pretty decent chance of scoring like potentially winning the set.
And speaking of picks, here we go into the warm up. Both the players have been picked. It is Plu for the UBC side, and I believe that's Gruber. Yeah, Gruber for the UFT side. Plu, obviously, if you've been watching CTL for a while, you definitely know her. Longtime organizer, revived CTL, helped expand CTL to what it is today. So shout out to Plu. But I mean, Gruber, if we're looking at the TR, is actually currently higher ranked. So I think it's going to be a close battle. We'll probably see something exciting here, just based off this warm up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do think there's a lot of potential for close matches. With Fort not present in the matchups, depending on like how drafting goes, definitely could see some tiebreakers here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a large portion of this game will come down to how the matchups between both teams, like lower ranked players, go. Because especially between like Hyperlink and Potato Flow.
Yeah. And execution during a match can definitely, I think sometimes people will like consider CTL counter pick drafting as like, oh, okay, this guy will 7-0 this guy, the other guy will 7-0 the other guy. But CTL is a point-based format, right? And we saw, if you were watching the stream for the previous one, a pretty big upset for I believe NYU against Umich, because the NYU players just executed really well in their matchups and got a lot of points. So we'll see if how the execution shakes out for both these teams as we get into this first set of UFT versus UBC, the high-ranked Canadian University Showdown. And immediately a beautiful Hachi spin coming out on the right side. I gotta shout it out. It's the opener I use the most, even though I don't play that much special. Yeah, I mean, both these players off to pretty similar starts, roughly the same pieces per second. I think it's slightly faster, but taking their own distance. And yeah, a huge spike coming out from Blue early.
Gruber with that unfortunate board state, having to wait to build that T-spin triple.
Yeah, if Gruber was one piece ahead, he would have been able to build the T-spin triple and maybe survive. But again, it was a really tough spike to get out of. Yeah, I mean, again, these players very closely ranked on TL. Of course, Blue is currently unranked, I believe, in terms of having an actual letter grade on TL. So the actual skill level, and a lot of times actual skill level is not really indicative or indicated well by your TR. It can go up and down if you have a bad day or good day, but yeah, I mean, off to a good start for Blue here. Uber with a pretty awkward hole to fill there, and yeah, Blue's gonna get a second point off that misdrop. Obviously, if you're a UFT in this situation, you do want Gruber to have, like, you probably want any match where the points are close to go at least somewhat close, right? Like, you never want a close match to come out and then your opponent inexplicably 7-0s you. That would be like a huge deficit. And I mean, Gruber trying to keep it close here, gets the win. So cut out at the top of the board with no way to downstack.
Gruber opting for a PCO again.
Who doing the MKO? Very, very classic openers coming up in nothing crazy, modern crazy C-spin openers, but maybe not gonna pay off there. Spiked all the way to the top of the board by Gruber. And yeah, as I was saying, you do want to keep this as even as possible if you are a UFT. Obviously, ideally you want the sweep to come through, but if you can keep it even, it is probably still a W for you.
Keeping it neutral isn't the worst thing to happen.
And I mean, if you are keeping it even, then there's always an opportunity to come back.
Who with the T-spin triple tower? Oh my god.
T-spin triple tower and spent the team off building it and does get it off, but
Gruber
We're able
breaks.
to send a lot back there. But now Blue with a great situation with the spike. Goes up a
Wow.
point now, 2-3. The 3 in favor of UBC. Yeah, both players now opening up with almost the exact same TKI. Blue using a bit more timing there. Yeah, you know, I think it's just great to watch like a close Tetrial match between X ranks. They're always very entertaining.
Absolutely, it's quite tense. It can get quite tense at moments.
An awkward ice spin for Blue. She has to break the back-to-back. Meanwhile, Gruber gets the surge, but Blue is able to survive, has the eyepiece in that situation. But a bit of an awkward down stack here. Looking for maybe something crazy. Gonna go for it, but that L misdrop is.
And Gruber's building up more surge here. Oh, and breaks it early.
Yeah, just a rough situation to get out of there for Plu. The down stack did not go her way with the pieces. And yeah, Gruber able to find that last bit of spike to kill. But yeah, 3-3 again, just back and forth repeatedly. Definitely seeing a lot of surge from both these players, you know. Just relatively clean play using spin singles and other all spins. What you expect from high ranked players, and a huge spike from Clue, setting up another SDSD to follow it up, but Gruber looking to downstack, relatively safe board state, gonna be able to use those eyepieces to counter, but no, Clue playing so aggressively, such great APM.
Catches Gruber off guard there.
3-4 now in favor of UBC, and you know, still going with the Hachi spin. I mean, I think if we're talking about Tetris openers, again, I'm not super up to date with the meta, but I'm sure Hachi spin is one of those things that has probably fallen out of favor in terms of.
I would definitely say so. It's not something you see that often anymore.
Yeah, but honestly, like again, a lot of Tetris comes down to just playing fast, just good fundamentals, and if it's an opener that helps you play faster because you're familiar with it, you can definitely use it. Unfortunately, the Hachi spin opener will not help against the 17 serve from Gruber there to even up the score to a 4-4.
I feel like definitely in these higher ranked games, building up surge while both up stacking and down stacking is very advantageous, both for defense and Gruber's case offense.
Yeah, it's such a flexible tool to use in like spikes and defending. Obviously, like ideally you want to use it aggressively, because if you waste it defensively but the opponent doesn't have it, or like didn't waste it, then you're like really vulnerable to the whatever the next attack coming up is. Good survival from Gruber earlier to survive a huge spike from Clue. Now both players are in much more of an even game state. Big L misdrop though. Let me get to that downside before Blue finds a kill.
Oh.
No, 2 huge misdrops on the side of UBC. Blue
Blocks the well. Oh.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Gruber now up to a lead for the first time in this set, 5-4. Can he carry that momentum to a win? PCO and Hachi spin again. Openers from these two players.
Blue playing with a little bit of a speed deficit, possibly trying to time Gruber out here.
Yeah, Gruber definitely playing a lot faster. Almost topped out Blue, but only sending to off the board. Has a STSD set up on Gruber's side of the board, but Blue using time to advantage to clean up. But the board right now on Blue's side is looking a bit messy. That's a lot of downstacking, but you know, I think when one board gets messy, and as that garbage gets downstacked, the other board tends to get messy too. Both players having to do a bit of a simultaneous cheese race in the middle of the match. How good though as these players get back to setting up attacks, but that hasn't really covered well on Gruber's side.
Large spike
downstacks it almost immediately. But again, good countering from Blue there to survive it, and now the big spike on Gruber's side of the board means, yeah, she's gonna even it up to a 5-5. What a great match today as our first set here.
Get intense with the very first set.
Yeah, honestly, like this might go to tiebreaker immediately. Maybe we'll actually get a score of the number that was supposed to be the previous week I commentated in. And the number I will not mention since it is not that weak anymore. Alright, Gruber, really clean board, while Plu really cheesy board, has to down stack a lot of this. But Gruber not really finding a great attack while Plu's in this down stack pattern, so he's gonna be fine here.
As well, though.
Yeah, you're right. Gruber is keeping up that surge while Plu's still in the middle of down stacking. Has to spend the IPs thinking about whether to spend it there. And oh, this board position is not looking fantastic. The IP so late in the queue. And Gruber takes the set to match point.
Let's see if we can even this out.
The players with pretty standard openers, I'd say, here. Yeah, I mean, I think in general it's just pretty solid gameplay. Taking advantage of when you can down stack to send cheese on your opponent forward, like we did there. And yeah, just a lot of countering as well. I've seen spikes fly back and forth, and spikes be repeatedly cancelled by, you know, your own spikes. A bit up high on the board, and the board not looking the cleanest, so we'll have to do some down stacking. Gruber, relatively advantageous position right now. Timing that a bit to cancel some of the cheese that would have been sent, and a good canceling there. But Blue playing really aggressively, high APM gameplay. Gruber has an eyepiece in the queue though, so is able to downstack quite fast. And oh, Blue's board in a really tough situation here. What should we do to downstack out of this?
There's an eye in the queue. Oh my god.
Reaches the eye, and the timing is good, but again, still really cheesy.
She makes it out of there.
Great. Yeah, able to dig through the cheese. Definitely maybe win that for cheese. I say that, but now she's gonna spike all the way to the top, and
God.
there we go. Gruber takes this first set 7-5. Thankfully, we do not need to see the cursed number, but
No, we do not.
yeah, Uoft probably happy to get a win there in the first set. And you know, it does usually set up to the advantageous third set counter pick situation if you do get this win on the first set. But yeah, I mean, it was still close. Plu getting 5 points there for UBC. And considering the players on each team, maybe UBC is feeling perfectly fine with this result.
Yeah, looking at like the remaining possible players here, I think both teams are still in a good position regarding matchups here.
Yeah, and again, if we're talking about UBC players, Gruber, I believe, in terms of if we're looking at just like Glyco, is the second highest player on UT Tetris. If I'm reading this wrong, if I'm reading this correctly, just looking at the side, because Chomuski is where Fortism is, but Chomuski would be the lowest rated player here. Meanwhile, Plu, you know, a couple of years ago would have definitely been the best player, but now I think it's just a testament to how strong UBC's gotten in terms of players. Actually, the 4th ranked player on UBC. I mean, if you told me that a couple years ago, I would not believe that at all. But yeah, I mean, UBC's roster has just gotten so stacked. I feel like we've gotten like a new X rank every year. These first years, man.
Yeah, exactly. I think especially still at this point in the game, the UBC roster here still has a lot of punch left in them.
Yeah, it's definitely a very stacked roster, and you know, makes me happy to see as a UBC alumni. Not biased, not a biased cast. I did not refer to UBC as we repeatedly during that part. But yeah, I mean, we can see how Uoft progresses here. They need to send out their next player, and then UBC will counter pick, and then we'll see how the third round goes here. So, what do you think you might send out here if you were Uoft?
If I was
any
UFT
opinions
here,
on that?
I think in any case, you as UFT, you want to avoid sending out probably your strongest players like Clear Sky, because especially with UBC's counter pick, they can certainly sack like one of their lower ranked players, like Hyperlink to Clear Sky, removing another large threat on UFT's roster. So I think
for sure.
going with one of their like possibly Potato or Chomusuke might be the play. But we can see. We'll see.
Yeah, I think the last thing you ever want to do really is send out your highest ranked player just for free, because, I mean, depending on how things go, you either get sacked, or if the opponent's highest ranked player is better than your highest ranked player, then it's like a crazy ideal situation for them.
Ooh, and we see Potato coming out. Their fun fact being, anyone wanna? Actually, my resolution is too low. Can you read this?
Anyone want to hop on League? I don't want to be here. Well, I mean, this is the League. This is Collegiate Tetris League. You are on League right now, if you think about it.
Very true. This might be the league be watching right now.
All right, but Potato apparently has to go to the bathroom while we wait for UBC's counterpick here.
What do you think UBC will counterpick?
I mean, I think a lot of what you want to do depends on if you want to save Hyperlink for a sacrifice or send Hyperlink out against someone that he might be able to beat. In terms of ranked, obviously Chomusuke subbing in. If they can take this match with Hyperlink, it would be kind of even. But at the same time, obviously, you don't want to let UFT's low ranks get like a lot of points, right? Ideally, you do want to have a couple of matches that are really hard stomps. But so it looks like they sent out Kipru here.
Interesting. I think they're trying to aim for more of a 7-0 sweep. So let's see if they can achieve this.
Yeah, and again, it's never easy to sweep. I think especially when you get to these ranks, once the players know openers and how to survive strong attacks, like misdrops can definitely, really get the better of you. But yeah, using Kipru, I believe, has Kipru the second or third highest ranked in UBC at this point?
I think they might be let's see, I think third highest ranked, if I am not wrong. Or at least at the time of seeding. I think as of late, Kapuru's been grinding some Tetra League and gotten up there in the ranks.
Yeah, I think he is still third highest, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely UBC looking to establish some dominance here, maybe clawing back this point lead as we get into this warm-up. So yeah, uphill battle for Potato, as it is when you are U rank versus an X rank. How has your ranking been doing lately, Digcheese? You still playing Tetra League?
Very, very occasionally. However, it's been rough. Tetra League has been rough.
Been rough? Oh, I can definitely imagine. You probably have a lot of organizational duties and other university duties to work through at the moment, so...
I think Peru takes this warm-up.
Peru definitely feeling warmed up after that, and yeah, I guess for Potato, I mean, your opponent is much faster than you, they have much higher APM than you. You just got to look for those niche opportunities where you can squeeze out a win. Yeah, I mean, Potato has the experience, been on Uoft's team for a couple years, I believe. So I don't know if that'll factor into that at all. The misdropped MS2 definitely probably not part of the plan. Unfortunately, a quick point over to Kiperu there.
I think in these situations when the power or the quote-unquote power level between two players has a noticeable difference, the lower ranked player definitely needs to be a little bit more deliberate with the actions they are taking.
Yeah.
It's very often they're in the speed disadvantage.
Oh, that O piece there. Probably not the ideal down stack once he's the S piece, but he's gonna be able to get down shortly. I do say that, but Kipu not letting up on the attack. So much cheese on the board now. Kipu just hits a solid spike there to top out Flow. Oh, another misdrop there. I think he was going for the TKI route on Flow's side, but held the wrong piece. Just gonna go straight into mid game after that. And yeah, I definitely can imagine there'd be some nerves when you're playing against a player that's much stronger than you. I think I said last time I was commentating that there was like no pressure when you're against someone that's way stronger than you because you're not expected to win. But I mean, there is still pressure to try to squeeze out a point just somehow, right? Obviously,
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking out for that possibility, but yeah, nerves can definitely be a factor no matter what the state of the game is in. As Kipu comfortably takes that third point there. An eye misdrop though, so has to clean it up. There's the well, but yeah, playing almost an entire piece per second faster than Flow means he's not going to be really struggling with this at all.
Yeah, he's just trying to pump out as much APM as possible to top out Flow.
Yeah, I definitely think if Kipu misdrops a lot, Flow could maybe get something out of this, but it's gonna be hard. A lot of the times when you are in this kind of situation, it's really more up to your opponent to mess up than to for you to find your own victory. You need to like be really ready to take advantage of any mistakes your opponent makes. Which is why, again, in these rank gap matchups, a lot of the higher ranked players will just elect to play respectfully and slowly. Yeah, I think some of the most famous CTL clips are of lower ranked players like SS. I'm talking SS rank, just suddenly jump scaring their opponent with some crazy opener, while at the same time their opponent misdrops.
Yeah, it really is buy your time and survive until the perfect moment to strike.
Of course. But of course, survival when your opponent's hitting you with 200 APM all clears is not really the easiest thing to handle.
It's definitely easier said than done.
Just playing, really solid mid game after these openings, very standard stuff. And Flow. Doing what it takes to survive here. A bit of a surge, but we'll burn it. The stack not looking completely favorable. Yeah, breaking the surge of his own. I mean, I guess you don't really need to greed super hard for surge when you do have such a speed advantage over your opponent. You can feel more comfortable playing kind of standard.
Still comes in handy as a defensive tool, but you definitely have more leniency in that aspect.
Yeah, of course. Like, obviously, you always want to be building surge when you can. It's the same with like back-to-back and any type of team. You do want to be in back-to-back whenever you can, but the flexibility of playing defensively when you want to, because I can definitely imagine once you see that number going up, you get the like brain worm that tells you to make the number keep going up. You want to see the color of the number change. You want your opponent to have the big red number on their screen. It looks so cool. Wow, the big red number on the right side of the screen is also increasing. 6 points now for Kipu, 0 for Flow. See if Flow can find just anything here. MS2, I think one of the greatest openers to scare your opponent with. Obviously it's a C-spin and keep low, but those misdrops are not going to help with that. It has to stack so much over the well. He's able to open it up though. And as I say that, immediately another misdrop, and the piece sequence here is just so rough to deal with. Maybe can get down, but against Kipu, 3.3 PPS, 110 APM.
It's just not enough.
Gonna be enough.
Kipu takes this set 7-0.
Yeah, and definitely probably exactly as planned for UBC here. Sending Kipu there. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this next one goes. If UBC send out Hyperlink, I think would be a very scary situation for the Uoft team, because then that would mean the last two players, Rivulet and Still in Love, shout out Uma Musume, are in such a crazy, it's like pick your poison at that point, right? They're such high rank. Rivulet, obviously the X plus in the lobby. I don't know what the cutoff is right now, and Clear Sky is currently unranked, but 24,000 TR.
Yeah, I believe if UBC's choice of just sending out Hyperlink, I believe UFT might just be forced to put up Tramuske just to leave the remaining matchups as more evenly favored.
Yeah, I think, I mean, not to give any draft suggestions to other teams, but if Tramuske, you send him out against Hyperlink and can perform really well, then it could be a good situation. On the other hand, you could also have the scenario of doing what UBC just did right back at them, send out one of your X ranks. If into this situation, yeah, Luke pretty high ranked here, along with Clear Sky, and try to get a 7-0 of your own to even up that score difference, and then have Clear Sky perform well enough in a game. But then you'd be really throwing Tramuski to the wolves, and probably giving another free 7-0 to UBC. So yeah, tough situation here for UFT. We'll see how they try to play it.
I think this draft choice will really decide how the next few games will go. Between either like the game, a 1v1 between two players deciding the whole match, or something more balanced.
Yeah, for sure. This scenario probably really tough for UFT to play. I wonder if they're really heavily considering this. Meanwhile, again, probably exactly the situation that UBC wanted to happen, setting UFT into almost like a checkmate scenario.
Possibly, but I think at this point anything can still happen.
Yeah, it's CTL. We've already seen an upper bracket upset in this very stream.
Yes, I believe, and I believe outside of stream, there's been at least one more upper bracket upset.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, upsets can definitely happen. And, again, despite the seed numbers, the upset in this case would be UFT winning because of their the players being subbed out. Yeah, UFT taking their time to consider this scenario. Again, like we discussed, it's a tough thing to work through. Not even sure how I would handle this. I guess really you just have to have confidence in your players that they can execute.
Yeah, I think when it comes down to it, it's Tetris is always a mental game. And if you have good mental, then you're highly advantaged in the set. But UFT sends out Luke.
Yep, X-Ray equivalent player, so probably looking for that stomp scenario that I mentioned earlier here. Yeah, they probably want to do exactly what Keeper did Hyperlink, but I think in terms of the gap between player skill, I think Kiperu is a few hundred TR above Luke. And I know I did mention that obviously the TR does not represent rank, or TR does not represent your skill as a player directly, but if Hyperlink can take a few points off Luke here, could definitely be interesting. And I am seeing that Luke is on the right side of the board, so we might need to have Hyperlink join the lobby after, but it is what it is. As we, a big reason why we do have these warm-ups is to also make sure nothing funny happens during the actual match in terms of players side switching.
Hyperlink actually playing faster than Luke here in the warm-up.
Yeah, Luke, had that explosive opener, but he's taking his time now. I mean, obviously, again, you don't want to expend too much of your energy during the warm-up. Usually if a warm-up starts going too long, I'd imagine the players are thinking, maybe we should just end it, top myself out. We don't need to have a entire 2-minute warm-up. Kind of just, get your hands going. Make sure your setup is fine.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Hyperlink
takes
wins the
this.
warm-up. I mean, again, if he can replicate that a couple times in the actual match, I think it sets up the rest of the UBC match. The rest of this match to be very UBC favored, but yeah, Hyperlink gonna leave and rejoin here.
All right. Now, players back on their respective sides. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, maybe it's like it was a red side advantage there, or a blue side advantage. Maybe now Luke will start looking for the sweep here.
Luke with this massive well.
And what is that STSD setup for Luke? That is that side is not properly filled in Hyperlink.
God, Hyperlink takes 1 point.
Yeah, already, you know, something great to see if you're a fan of UBC, which I am completely neutral on, so I cannot comment on that. But Hyperlink is the DT cannon. Did use it in the last one as well. What are your thoughts about the DT cannon in the current state of Touch League?
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like in Season 2, DT Cannon is actually better because you have more options to continue your back-to-back after sending your DNT.
Right, yeah. I think obviously like there's the like new DT cannon normal setups, but one thing I did notice the last time I saw DT cannon is you can do a spin after the residue to maintain back-to-back a DT cannon, which is very interesting. It really added some new options to an opener that I think by the end of season 1 was pretty like maligned, I guess. Like not really respected in terms of what it could do, unless you wanted to DT into 4 wide and do something really funny. But yeah, I mean, looked out for Hyperlink that 1 round he won.
Looking at a tight situation up here on the top of his board. And Hyperlink takes another point.
Yeah, great play from Hyperlink there, making it 2-2. Again, not really something you'd expect just based off the ranks, right? U rank versus X rank. But again, we always talk about upset to CTL, and Hyperlink could turn this into an upset and just throw everything out the window for Uoft. Another misdrop on Luke's side, where these eyepiece misdrops can be very disastrous depending, like obviously if you misdrop an eyepiece vertically, that's like 4 entire lines you have to clear. Usually the worst kind of misdrop you can make. Luke now at the bottom of his side of the board. Yeah, I think, you know, if Luke gets the space to play stably and not put himself in really tough situations, then you can just beat Hyperlink just based off like raw stat difference.
I think so,
But
absolutely.
if he is making these misdrops and Hyperlink can take advantage of those, like again, it can be really rough for Uoft here.
Yeah, and I this is where like that mental game comes in. Being in these high stress situations, those misdrops come more often and come in worse times.
For sure. Here we go though, Hyperlink. Board looking quite clean. Has some space to attack. He's needing to fill out some of that board there. Does a few spins, but now is in a bit of a tough situation if Hyperlink can find another attack here. The LP misdrop at the very top of the board is not gonna be good for Luke at all. And yeah, keeping this 3-3. If you're 3-3 as a U rank against an X rank, you're already just jumping for joy for UBC. I think this scenario is just so good for UBC as an unbiased caster, but I mean,
we will see.
You never know. Maybe Famusuke can channel the spirit of Ferguson and play like a beast.
This is true. An upset going in favor for UBC is equally as likely as an upset going in favor for Uoft as well.
PK opener from both players, and Hyperlink actually doing this opener faster.
At like 4 PPS LST, oh my days.
Yeah, you can tell when someone's really practiced these setups, playing way higher than you expect them to. Slight misdrop in the stack there, but nothing you can't clean up. We feel much safer on the board at the moment. And building up the back-to-back, as we mentioned. Big red number on your opponent's board. Sent the 10, but Hyperlink able to tank it all and actually sends it straight back.
Unfortunate
not the
misdrop
best
from
board
there.
state. Oh yeah, and yeah, it was another hype piece misdrop. You really hate to see those hype piece misdrops.
Hide back up 4-4. Hyperlink back with.
Yeah, I don't know what the singular craziest rank set upset has been in this, but if Hyperlink can actually win this set, it would be pretty crazy. I mean, what, 4-5? Hyperlink actually in a lead, 2 points away from just winning the set altogether. This guy is under ranked. Can you check if this guy's actually U rank?
Checking PC.
Maybe he has a gamer chair.
Might have one of those gamer chairs. Luke ties it back up 5-5.
Yeah, I had a big surge built up. I didn't need to use a hyperlink sword. Maybe the gamer chair wheels got too greasy there. Took down out of that, but yeah, lots of pressure there. And if Luke misdrops when hyperlink's in that flow state, 4.4 PPS LST type setup. And I mean, you'd send out Luke here to try to rush down Hyperlink for a big 7-0, but it's just going so wrong for Uoft. You don't call him Hyperlink for nothing, I guess. Yeah, some hyper speed. As I say that, Luke playing at a mere 2.3 PPS can't take down Hyperlink. And yeah, we're gonna reach a tiebreaker. This is the first tiebreaker I've been able to commentate. And Hyperlink is gonna get that LSD going here, but Luke, huge spikes needs up. Hyperlink has to break out of it. Hyperlink now staying on the board. Meanwhile, back to back, sends a bit of a surge there to pressure Hyperlink. And oh, that eyepiece, probably not the best place to put it. Covers the wall repeatedly doing this down stack, and has to make some suboptimal decisions in order to keep surviving. Bit of an LP misdrop on Hyperlink's side, but Luke not able to find any major attack on his side of the board.
Both players slowing down here. And, oh! Luke gets the knockout. 6.
There we go.
7-6, sorry. For Uoft.
Solid 7-6 Luke there, finally at the end. Showcasing much more stable play during that situation where both players were kind of in the middle of down stacking, able to send those spikes over to Hyperlink.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, those went 7-6, but
this is probably the best possible loss that UBC could have obtained.
For sure, especially in that situation. Yeah, Uoft have won this match. It means UBC gets the counter pick. Not that it probably matters. I think, again, in this situation, it's pretty linear for UBC. You send out Still in Love against Chomusuke, and then you send out Rivulet against Clear Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Rivulet, of course, the strongest player on the UBC team, probably has the best chance of dealing with Clear Sky. Meanwhile, Chomusuke,
yeah, Chomusuke here really needs to
unfortunately promoted up from the B team.
Really needs to pull off something.
Having to face Still in Love. And you better hope it's not in a mile race, I guess. I don't know. I only play global. I haven't played a JP. I don't know which is good at. Yeah, I mean, UBC probably don't need to think too hard about this. What they want to go for here. I think it's quite in the bag for them. Again, unless Chomusuke pulls off the greatest upset you've ever seen. 7-0 Still in Love. And then Clear Sky. He's able to clear out Rivulet, but
yeah, both Uoft players here need to really lock in
Yeah, there we go. Still in love. Sent out for UBC.
With the fun fact, the magic of friendship grows.
Yeah, still in love. I think did previously have a My Little Pony username.
I believe so,
If
yes.
you've ever stalked the Tetrio leaderboards, you know there's been a constant amount of My Little Pony characters on there. So, but now it's an Uma Musume character, so not too far off in terms of horse girls.
It's very adjacent.
Yeah, it's like one step removed in terms of hoarseness. And going to this warm up from this game, just dropping very slightly, and by very slightly I mean completely messing up the opener, dropping an LP horizontally, ending the warm up in a few seconds.
Like getting those nerves out of there.
Yeah, for sure. I always do want to play those warm ups. And you know, sometimes if your settings feel bad. I mean, it's low-key got a psych bitch from this game. You get promoted up from B team to play in a main bracket match, and then you have to go against a high X rank. But you know, maybe you can make magic happen. The magic of friendship, the Uoft team is anything.
All right, getting into this. Chimusuke with the 3 PPS MS2.
Very standard, but still in love. Actually, really taking his time here. Place these pieces. Maybe not wanting to give Chimusuke the opportunity to counter strike, and oh, that LP placement gonna block off that T hole. Yeah, still in love off to a good lead. I think in Uma Musume, still in love is a late surger, which means they want to come back from behind in the late race, but
doesn't really apply here.
Yeah, I have a feeling still in love is just gonna be a front runner, take the lead, and then run all the way to the end without any contest. If UBC anything to say about it, but
oh, go,
who knows? I mean, UFT definitely make some magic happen.
Sending that surge. Tops Chimusuke out.
2 points now for Still in Love. Yeah, again, talking about upsets, I mean, I think Poteflo versus Kiperu. It's like a similar situation for UFT, but it's an even greater
disparity between the players.
Yeah, power gap. It's gonna be definitely gonna be challenging, but huge well there for Chimusuke. No eyepiece in Q though. Only able to send one. What a rough Q. I see those double eyepieces.
It was rough.
Yeah, you hate to see it. Up now, 4 points Chimusuke. I think that's like a what
BT cannon? Yeah, rare to see.
2026. I saw one last time I streamed actually. Probably interesting. Probably another opener that's falling out of favor.
I remember the days when I did the BT cannon loop.
Yeah, I mean I think it's been around for quite some time, right? Like you always see it in those. It's one of those things that goes like viral on YouTube, and like you don't really know Tetris that well, and you're like, wow, is this fair? How can you just do that over and over? We're talking about fair. I mean, not the fairest match I'm watching right now, but still see
huge well for
huge things. Yeah. Well, they're from Chimusuke, as you said, but not able to take advantage of it enough to talk about Still in Love. Still in Love using the timing there to stay alive, stay safe on the board, and yeah, just horrible piece sequence there and didn't get the eyepiece in time to get that counter spike. 5-0 now for Still in Love. Chimusuke BT cannon. Can we get a miracle with the BT? How fast can we do this BT? It's almost at 4 pieces per second actually, and no garbage on the board. Actually, not going to be able to find the all clear. Not that I think it would have helped too much.
See now on the defense.
Great survival there, and Still in Love's board looking a bit rough. Sense has to break the surge because of it, but Still in Love looking to down stack down to that well. Lucy goes for the T-spin. I don't know if that T-spin was good. Had to spend the T and then blocks off the well there. But with a misstep on Still in Love's side of the board, maybe it's enough attack. Chimusuke can take
oh
this.
My god. 1 point for Chimusuke.
Yeah, still not sure if that T-spin was necessary, but it was able to top out Still in Love there. Tragic misdrop means Chomusuke is able to take that 1 point. See if we can find any more. Still not a match point yet for Still in Love. So it goes
Huge
to Batty.
spike.
Oh my goodness. Just a few lines away from having topped out Still in Love a second time, but
T-spin 0 from Chase. A little bit high on their board here.
I don't think it's gonna happen. Oh, it is!
Oh my
It is gonna
God.
happen! No way, Chomusuke. Maybe Chomusuke's the late surger in this situation. Going up 2 now. Maybe the momentum is in his favor. I mean, yeah, I think UBC definitely does need Chomusuke to very overperform in terms of rank. So yeah, Uoft needs Chomusuke to really overperform, but it can definitely happen. Still in Love having to spend the eyepiece there, but is able to reach the next eyepiece. Chomusuke not finding any great attacks, just using the quad for the survival.
Yeah, every point Chomusuke gets, it makes it easier for Clear Sky against Relay.
Yeah, for sure. But again, in terms of point total, I mean, like Uoft is still down quite a lot of points because of those previous matches, and you would need the Clear Sky victory to be a stomp if you want Uoft to have a chance of winning. But again, if Chomusuke can get even more points out of this, it makes things way easier potentially. And you know, it sets it up from a miracle. It sets up a miracle to happen as opposed to like something that's a literal impossibility.
Still in Love on match point now.
Entering the late race for sure. Probably looking to get angling and scheming for that win. Chomusuke though has a great spike. Someone has to break some of that back-to-back in order to survive. But yeah, Chomusuke just putting on the pressure. Not enough at all to top out your opponent though. And as you know, if your opponent even survives on 1 line in this game, they can completely recover down to the bottom of the board, and everything you did in the past couple of seconds doesn't matter at all. There we go, Still in Love. Reaches the finish line with a 7-2. Obviously a great result for UBC, but 2 points is still nice for Chomusuke. Even if the match, I think, yeah, this lead is not really winnable. 16-25.
So, no.
They would need. I think Uoft would need 9 points in order to win here.
And unfortunately, these games are 1st to 7th. So
yeah, for sure. But you know, getting those 2 points against the X rank is gonna help Uoft in the standings. But yeah, that's a big upset for Chomusuke or for UBC. Very lucky that Uoft's strongest player was unexpectedly banned, I guess. But yeah, and again, I mean, kind of joking about this, but it's got to be unfortunate if you're on Uoft's team, because I think it would have been a lot closer, right? You would have been able to leverage that super X rank player.
no, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Clear Sky versus Rivulet. I mean, these players, if we're just talking about rank, they're really not that far apart, right? I think Rivulet only 54 TR above where Clear Sky is.
Yes,
Now that said, I am only looking at TR, and the way TR scales is very strange when you get to the higher ranks, so the skill disparity could be higher than expected, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Uoft here, probably looking to just minimize the point differential as much as possible. A sweep would be good for Clear Sky, but a close smash would be more fun to watch for me. And oh my goodness, like that floating JPs.
This is interesting residue.
Yeah, not gonna be too harmful. Definitely something funny to see on that opener misdrop. So we'll just survive it. Yeah, I mean, this matchup, we're really saving the best for last, I guess. Highest ranked players on both rosters at the moment. Let really pressure to the top side of the board. This guy just desperately, sort of Rivulet, just desperately down stacking. And yeah, no eyepiece to be found. Clear Sky takes the first point. 7 more and or 6 more, and UT gets a much closer point differential in the standings.
Well, there's Sky with that 5 PPS LST.
Oh my gosh. Still going for the LSD despite the cheesy garbage on that side of the board. Gets the back-to-back 9, breaks it, but Vigilette in quite the safe position to receive the potential attack. Yeah, Clear Sky, I'm definitely noticing the speed here. Only now dropping below 4 pieces per second. Definitely, again, something to work with when you have done that LST over and over.
Relay building up that surge. Breaks it. Defense.
11 surge from Roulette, but yeah, not going to top out Clear Sky with that, and he's back to a much more neutral game state now. Roulette, again, using some timing there to survive the attacks from Clear Sky and that near the top of the board. Clear Sky surge of their own, and yeah, back-to-back just gradually building up that surge and sending it, but none of these attacks are able to top out opponents.
Better player, yeah. I feel like Rivulay here is taking on more of that defensive approach against Clear Sky, especially with this speed.
For sure. Clear Sky about 0.6 pieces per second higher than Rivulay, and Rivulay definitely just surviving though, using that timing. PS aside, looking at the versus score, they're completely even. I think versus score is just something that really fluctuates up and down in the game, and it's just changing on whoever is winning and losing. But yeah, Rivulet, the fact that Rivulet's still alive despite this. I'm saying this now, but I see a huge back-to-back being built up. 18 surge, high you see today, 20 surge sent. The attack bar is higher than the entire height of the board, and yeah, Clear Sky gonna take that too low. Fantastic stuff there from Clear Sky to take that, kind of, take advantage of that speed and maybe not really pressing the attack there enough, so just got able to just stack up such a high back-to-back before they can even respond. Roulette now. Get some more attacks on the board. The well is not the greatest for continuing back-to-back though. With a 1-8 well situation.
That is not the most favorable here. Lots of small spikes from both players.
Yeah, but it's Rivulet who's actually building the back-to-back while Clear Sky broke multiple times. Rivulet now up to back-to-back 13. They continue with the Z-spin and sent the spike 26 up to the top. Top out Clear Sky. Pretty clean win for Rivulet. Oh, it's 64 viewers. My phone. It's crazy.
Yeah, I believe earlier today, the Boozled Pie rated us with like 50 viewers. So shout out to Boozled here.
Shout out to Boozled Pie. Was he playing his game?
I believe so, yes.
UCLA versus which team?
UCLA versus Purdue. Our third seed right here.
Third seed. How close was the match, if you remember? I'm asking how close. Not who won, because I feel like actually you can predict who won, but
I'm looking at the match archive. UCLA 35, and Purdue with 5 points on the board.
My goodness.
Really goes to show how dominant UCLA is here in our.
If UBC wins this match, are they facing UCLA next round?
I'm not too familiar with the matchups, but it might actually,
because
it might.
I feel like they would, right? Because at this point, these teams are both 2-0. I want to say in the bracket.
Oh wait, no, I think you were right. Yes.
And UCLA, I guess, would be the other 3-0 team. So, I'm glad we got to stream UBC A today instead of next week. Is what I'll say about that.
Yeah. some organizers in chat could fact check this.
Yeah, back to the match though. I mean, X plus gameplay. I think it's just mesmerizing seeing those swords go back and forth. Clear Sky though.
Taking
He's able to
another
take this
point.
round 4-2.
Four PPS. Oh, lots of disrupts in the opener on Ruby side.
Clear Sky definitely, despite the despite the difference if you're just looking at TR, Clear Sky definitely sending a message here. Just because our top ranked player is not here doesn't mean we still don't have some great X ranks. Like using a bit of time to survive this next spike from Clear Sky, but yeah, I'm noticing Clear Sky is really able to leverage his speed advantage in his favor. Find those stack it back to back impossible, and then just burst down for a really fast attack. And
Yeah,
pressuring
absolutely.
Rivulet super hard.
Yeah, especially in this matchup where there's like this almost 1 PPS speed difference at times. You really either have to, like in Rivulet's position, you really have to out efficiency your opponent.
Yeah, but again, it can get hard when your opponent's pressuring you and you're just spiking to the top of the board with, potentially cheese garbage, and you need to downside that while at the same time looking for ways to attack. This round though, Rivulet stacking up that back-to-back. Relatively clean board, with some more P-spins. The L-spin to maintain the back-to-back, and yeah, in a really solid spot, looks to break it, but
And it's enough.
Clear Sky's side of the board not built out well enough. Got a 6-3 for Uoft. If Clear Sky can close this out soon or later, would be ideal for the point differential. And maybe he can with a bit of a Z-piece misdrop on Rivulet's side. Gonna be tough to get through. Reaches the eyepiece just in time, but still a rough board state. Spend on eyepiece cleaning up, and no, another Z-piece misdrop.
This might be wraps. Clear Sky takes this game.
Yeah, and that's gonna do it for the match. 23-28 in favor of UBC. And yeah, really well played from Clear Sky there in order to win the last round. But it will be UBC winning because of the point totals. And yeah, that was a great last round to watch. What do you think about this match, Digcheese?
Yeah, really well played by both players here. And I don't know, I think the highlight of this match has to be Hyperlink's insane performance against, dude, I've already forgotten. Against
Whoa. It was against Luke 5372. But yeah, Hyperlink definitely played way above what his rank label would have said there. Definitely has that X rank dog in him.
And I think that really sealed the deal against for UBC against Uoft. But overall, very close match between these two. Very awesome.
For sure. Again, congrats to UBC A for winning that match. It was an upset in terms of seed. And yeah, really well fought from Uoft as well, I think, in terms of the comeback. Again, Chomusuke able to take points off the X rank. Having been subbed in basically last minute onto this team where, I don't know, I'd imagine he wasn't expecting to play against the next rank today, but yeah, did play well. And if this rematch does happen eventually in the playoffs, which I expect both these teams to make, I do hope that Uoft's strongest player is unbanned by then, so we can have something much closer.
Absolutely, and I think it really goes to show, like, every member on your roster is crucial to success.
Yeah, especially your strongest player. Yeah, again, well played to all these players, and if there's any players from either team that would like an interview on stream, you can join the Penny Interview channel and try to drag you in there.
Alright, let's see.
Yeah, I mean, being a commentator aside, again, it's great to see UBC winning, man. I'm rooting for UBC. I'm rooting for you guys. That's my slightly biased statement. I believe we can get people in the podium. I believe we can get UBC players some badges.
It would be really cool. It would be really, really cool. I think in any case, it will be hard fought.
Just checking for any interviews. I'm gonna making a last call for anyone who might want to be interviewed. And if no one else is looking to be interviewed, I guess we go over to the prize pool donations and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about donations for a moment.
Oh wait, I see Plu in the pending interview section. Let's drag up Plu. How do I drag? There's so many channels now. I can't drag. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Plu. Welcome to the interview.
From UBC and
From
Digcheese
UBC.
from UBC.
Yeah. I mean, any thoughts on that match you just played? Anything to say about that?
Great work to my team. I think they were so awesome, and I think. Okay, so I'm in the UBC Esports Gaming Lounge, and I was sitting next to our team manager, and when we were watching that hyperlink match, we were like, oh my gosh, and then many live reaction, and then like, oh my god, this hyperlink guy might have been the MVP today. Good job, hyperlink.
Yeah, he really went off. I didn't again when they sent out Luke against hyperlink, I was thinking, oh, they're trying to do the X-Link sweep thing, but he took it to. He brought out 6 points against that. He really put the hype in hyperlink there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing in chat that you said that today was a hyperlink good day.
Wait, yeah. Like, okay, so this is my first time playing in CTL, but like apparently, according to our previous team manager, Grandfather's Oil, she was like, if hyperlink is playing not very well, then he doesn't play very well. But then if you hit the jackpot and it's like every day you roll the wheel, okay? You spin the wheel. And then if we hit the hyperlink good day, then oh my goodness, is he good? And he was very good.
Yeah, definitely crazy to see there. Speaking of first time playing in CTL, how's your experience been as someone who finally does not need to run the entire ship and just be a participant?
It's been very enjoyable, and I think in particular, like personally, as someone who's never played, I think I was lacking perspective on like what it's like to be picking the drafts, you know. And then I was always not super sure how much consideration teams were putting into their drafts, or like how much it really mattered. But like every week we talk about the drafts, and then we look at the opponents, and we're like, do you think you could beat this guy? I don't think so. And then we yap about that. And I think it's very nice to see that there is. I think it's nice to see how much the draft actually affects, like, one, how the game goes, and two, how your team interacts with another. And I think it's helped us bond a lot.
Definitely imagine, especially with the new banning system, probably throws another element into the draft that you want to talk about.
Yeah. I think we still haven't figured out the ban strat. Like, I don't know what other teams are doing, but it's always kind of up in the air for us. And then we ban case by case all the time.
Right, yeah. I think definitely depending on like the skill levels of the teams and like the distributions, we'll definitely change it up.
Yeah. Speaking of bans, I know that in the early days of this week, a lot of strategy was poured into how to play around Fortism. But
that is true.
This development of their ban, did anything change in your strategy?
Yes, I think so, but also I can't speak very much about that because I decided to turn my brain off and leave the drafting to my fellow team members. So I don't know, but I think so. I think it changed.
Right. Well, there are also UFT members waiting for an interview. Was there anything else you wanted to say to the stream before you go?
Donate to the prize pool by typing !CTL donations in the Twitch chat. And you might be able to, I don't remember what the next prize pool donation goal is, but you might be able to see that.
All right. Thank you for the shout out to our prize pool, Flu. And again, thank you for coming on and
Yeah, of course.
interviewing with us. Pleasure having you here as the former lead organizer of CTL and current UBC player. And yeah. All right.
Yeah, thank you too. I will take my leave. Okay.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
All right, and we have two players from UFT who would like to interview. That is Ploteflo and Gruber, so drag them in here. How do I... There's one. And then... Okay, Discord really needs to let me scroll while I'm, like, dragging someone, so it's easy. Okay, hello!
Hello.
Welcome. Welcome to the interview desk. Any thoughts about that game, first of all? I mean, I can't... sure, there are some unexpected developments last minute, I would imagine.
Yeah, a suspicious person could not play today for unknown reasons that we'll not mention. I think the game went about as well as it could have. Or at least the plan was about as good as it could have been, and then everything else was up to chance, so I think it was generally okay. Might need a bit of got some nerve problems on our end, a bit keeping up the misdropping title in our university, but other than that, it was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah, definitely a few unfortunate misdrops there, and again, very unfortunate that some unexpected incidents happened to your strongest player. Glad we were able to at least get some subs sorted out. We were kind of wondering if because the B team's also playing at the same time, so like having to handle that's probably a bit troublesome. But yeah, I mean, got that sorted out. Yeah, anything? I mean, I feel like you've both been in CTL for like a couple years at this point, right? At least from my memory. How's the experience been?
I've been having a good time, at least. The strategy just keeps changing somehow, even with like very small changes, so figuring out how to deal with that is quite fun, at least in my opinion. Gruber, anything?
I also think that like the rule set changes this year are kind of more interesting because like last year you guys introduced like the counter pick thing. But like it was kind of hard to use because it was just not worth it most of the time.
Right, yeah.
And then the strategy was just the same. I feel like the two initial bans for the blind pick and the no longer winning, like extra point for winning thing, like makes it pretty viable. Like the first team we played against, like it was really like we were supposed to win really easily, but they were able to like make like a last stand and try to get us good, but like obviously we're here, but like it's interesting that like you can use the counter picks and whatever to have a chance against like a super lopsided matchup.
Yeah, for sure. I think the organizers definitely cooked with the rule set changes this year. I think definitely heard some good feedback on that end, so yeah, good stuff on that. Digcheese, you had any questions for UFT?
Off the top of my head, no, not really. Oops.
Yeah. I guess like as well as working as a team, like having some of the main team members change up. Is there anything on that end that's changed? Like, are you doing any practice at all, or working on
Nope.
draft theory, or just
Yeah, we're just
sending
meeting
it,
up
just sending it,
every week.
meeting
Just
up every
balling.
week? Yeah.
Yeah, we're just meeting up every week for CTL and just hoping we lock in. But maybe we should do a little bit of practice or like a
Are you
little
meeting
warm.
up like in person to play CTL, or just like online to run it?
Everyone's everywhere. There's like everyone on the team is
Yeah,
either
it's
split between satellite schools or it's me. I'm in Narnia doing an internship.
Definitely,
So,
yeah, that definitely makes sense. Probably
yeah,
the case
that's
for a
not
lot
yeah,
of
and
them.
and UFT's got different campuses as well, right? So it's kind of hard to meet up.
And the main campus is terrible because there's no computer lounge except for the
Oh,
ECE one that has like the slow computers, but
Oh man.
yeah.
it is okay. We don't
Well,
need funding.
at least you're all able to meet up online or to play your CTL matches and have that stuff happen. Well, I guess we don't really have any more questions for you guys. So, is there anything you wanted to say to stream, or anything you just wanted to say in general?
I got a question. Is Trooper supposed to get through all of the push-up questions?
Yes.
I
believe-
believe are in there, by the way. I haven't looked in a while. Are there like a lot of questions? from
There's a
people
decent
here?
number. Actually,
Like-
maybe there's more push-ups than questions that can fill
There
time.
might be way more push-ups than
There
questions.
might be a couple. Okay.
At least all the questions from the first week have been answered in some capacity in a video that's coming soon.
I
Oh.
see.
There's a lot of push-ups we're making our lead organizer do to feel 1% of the pain their previous organizers have felt. All right. Anyways, well, yeah, thank you for coming on for the stream and for the interview and for playing today. And yeah, it's a great time talking to the players after every match.
Yeah, thank you guys for
Yep.
putting the time in to commentate for this. Makes it a lot more fun to watch.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure there's something missing from the first stream where it was just completely silent, or the first half of the stream.
Oops.
I'll pretend
Yeah.
I hope this is the end of UFT though. Like, if Fort stays banned, maybe it's the end. But like, like we will be back. We will be back.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
I'm hoping to see you guys in playoffs. Even if the ban stays, I'm sure you can still claw your way back. But yeah, I mean, yeah, once again, great talking to you guys. Thanks for the interview.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
coming.
guys.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Bye bye.
All right, so I guess we can move to donations now.
Yes, let's move on to donations.
What is the current status of our prize pool?
I believe we are now at a total lump sum of $420.16. That is nearly halfway there for our overall goal of $1,000. So I think at this point,
Ooh.
the majority of our expenses are covered, and from now on, the remaining donation money will be raffled off to all the CTL participants as in the form of Tetrio support, as both a way to give back to OSC and also to spread the love.
Yeah, shout out to our donors again. Everyone who's donated to us. I don't even know if we have a complete list of that. Probably do, but yeah,
Let's see.
thank you for helping fund CTL stuff this season. And yeah, I mean, $375. This is the Pick'em Playoffs prize. So we're gonna. What exactly are we doing for Pick'ems? We're setting up something with the bot, right? And then
Yes.
you're gonna
believe-
be able to predict the results of playoffs, and I think if we get this set up early enough, we can also have it set up for predict results for round 4. I don't believe there's anything like in terms of prize if you perfectly predict the results
believe
of
so,
things,
no.
but you get bragging rights. Maybe you get a roll or something along those lines.
Yeah. When you do, I forget the collect command, but there will be a live leaderboard, or the most the best predictors will earn all the glory and honor for
Yeah, if you've ever
perfectly predicting the bracket.
done pick'ems for like League World Championships or similar, it'll probably be something like that. And yeah, we'll have more information on that later in the week, I believe.
Okay, I have a list of the last few donors.
Oh sure, read them out.
Yeah, thank you to KZL for donating, and they commented at Mega MMC supporter role, please. Okay, and then thank you to Inane Cork for donating a massive $100 Canadian, and also I believe thank you to Ben XT for donating as well.
Yeah, big shout outs, big shout outs. Yeah, the last announcement said we were at $420.16, so great to see that. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching. You want to shout out the organizers and stuff as well, Digcheese, since you are one of them.
All right. Yeah, thank you to Aaron, Boat Hotel, I Am George, Mason, Mango Lemon, Trooper, Zynex, and with special thanks to OSK, Ors, Plu, Garbo, Do Yourself, and then
I know that
also
guy.
thank you to all our commentators for the past few weeks.
Yeah. Speaking of commentators, if you're interested in commentating, remember to apply. I think we have a form now for commentators, and if you want to contribute to avoiding more no commentator Tetrio streams, then apply and we'll take a look.
Yes, commentators are greatly appreciated.
Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate you, Digcheese, for coming in here and being a commentary partner. Definitely. I mean, I probably would have been fine solo commenting, but definitely a lot better when I have someone to bounce off of. So how's your first experience commentating, by the way? Any comments on that?
It was pretty fun, not gonna lie, but there's always room to improve.
Yeah, for
More
sure.
banter to be had, but yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think if you're just knowledgeable enough about the game, you can be a good enough commentator. Well, with that, probably want to get out of here. I'm sure everyone's tired. Shout out for Boat Hotel for running this entire stream by himself. It's a lot of work, and had a few delays, but yeah, this has been CTL for today. We do have a stream, but the match will start slightly later tomorrow, I believe, at 3:30, but still be here at 3. We'll have people on to discuss stuff in terms of drafting and other things. And yeah, we'll see you then. For now, this has been Doue and Digcheese. And
Yeah.